are officially less than 1 month away from the end of the season and of course the live event that we are expecting. We have gathered so much more information this season about what's going on, including 3 new members of the 7 revealed. Now, here on the channel as of late, we've covered a lot of theories about these characters, and today we're back at it with some more new ones straight from the comments section. As always, I encourage you to leave your feedback, your theories in the comments below for a chance to be featured in an upcoming video. Real quick though, of course, if you're new, like and subscribe to never miss an upload. First up today, we have Trippy Topic, who says in the Origins theme song, it says the order's going down, he has Peely and friends. I think that wasn't short for IO, I think they actually mean the order. He then doubles down and says absolutely, I'm calling it now. At the time the Origin came out, there was no need for us to even consider something like this because we would think, oh, of course the order is just short for Imagined Order. And don't get me wrong, it might be. However, just in last week's update, we got a new member of the 7. Her name is the Order. If you've been keeping up with the Fortnite story this week, you'll know that basically the Order is rumored to be an infiltrator by the IO, or that she and the Imagined might betray the group. Now, I don't know if this theory is true, but I will say that in the song, the words referenced are the Order. That is literally the member of the 7's name versus just a slang term for the Imagined Order, so I think that needs to be considered as well. That's a good point. Gaming Boss says, when you search up the 7 on the skins tab, the members of the 7 appear, but also the Ice King and the Prisoner. Could they possibly be linked in some way? You of course know me, I love doing some research and trying to figure out this stuff, so I went into the game, I went into the skins tab, and I searched the 7. Of course, the members of the 7 that I have, only 4 showed up, and then the Ice King and the Ice Queen, and if I had the Prisoner, that would have showed up too, I guess. At that point, I decided to test some similar search terms like the 6, the 5, the 4, the 3, the 2, the 1, you know, just to see if anything would pop up. What I soon discovered is most, not all, of the numbers that you type in actually are from the season that it came out. So in this case, the Prisoner as well as the Ice King and Queen all came out in season 7, and that's why it seems to be appearing alongside the 7 when you search it. Although those are some pretty important characters being grouped in there with the 7, I don't know. Hawkwall says, a small detail that proves the memory loss device theory. Behind Jones, you can see a screen of his brains. There is even a pun that shows how small his brains are, lol, meaning that at least they are wiping his memory or brainwashing him. Can't believe I never noticed this, but yeah, right behind Jones, you can see diagrams of his brain, pretty much indicating that they're trying to brainwipe him, the same sort of technology that may have been used to brainwash the Imagined and the Order. Next up, here's 2 people with very similar theories. First up, Zotify, hope I said that right, and then Brink, who say the device looks like it is the Doomsday device instead of a person. Of course, just sort of summing up both theirs, because they were a little different. The point remains the same though. In our last video, we discussed a theory talking about what was in Sloane's device in the stealthy surveillance loading screen. There are a couple things I mentioned in that last video, but somehow I didn't mention that it could possibly be the Doomsday device. There were some comments mentioning how it looked more like a tower than an actual person. I gotta say, I don't know for sure, but I can see where that argument comes from, and this could indeed be a meeting about the setup of the Doomsday device as we're getting close to the end of the season and they're about to reveal it. Extreme J Johnson says, can anyone explain this to me on why John Jones was trapped in the loop in Chapter 2, Season 6, and he still has memories? I gotta admit, I wasn't paying very close attention during this event as it happened, but that is a really good point. As you'll recall, in that event, the Foundation was trying to contain the 0 point so it could be at least temporarily fixed before all realities broke down. Long story short, the only way for this to be saved and temporarily fixed was to leave Jones inside of the loop and for the Foundation to seal himself inside the spire. Jones had been in the loop before, but he'd never actually been trapped inside of it like he was after this point in time. Yet, when it comes time for the Chapter 2 Season 8 finale and you see Jones sitting there on the table, they're trying to brainwipe him, which means he still has his memories. The loop somehow did not affect him in the same ways as other people. While I don't know the official answer to that question, I asked my Discord and got a couple replies. I asked if they had any thoughts about why Jones might not have lost his memories in the loop, and of course Imperial Sands Trooper says, unfortunately no, but I can't explain why it's a no. everyone remembers. Everyone is talking. They've always been able to. We've seen that in loading screens and quests across all these years. The comics and moments and events contradict the game itself, so sadly, it's just something we have to deal with. As much as I love Fortnite and I love the game, there have definitely been some plot holes, and not everything necessarily always follows the same thing. For example, take a look at what's going on in the comics with Zero War coming up. The story is similar, but there are not always going to be the same things going on, and there's only a partial overlap between Fortnite and the comics. I guess we just need to approach this whole thing with a suspension of disbelief. If things make sense, great, but they don't have to. There might be a logical explanation for why Jones didn't lose his memories, and Frost here has something to say about that. He says it's safe to assume the IO pulled him out of the loop during or right before Season 7 and started to question him. In Chapter 2, Season 7, Jones really didn't make much, if any, of an appearance for the storyline, so we were kind of wondering what was going on with him, how he was handling being trapped. It's possible that the IO could have located him before the loop even reset one time and captured him to torture him for betraying the Order in such a massive deal, because think about it, the Order had literally pretty much won. They had pretty much done what they wanted to do until Jones decided to be the hero and tried to betray the group he once worked for. What happened to Jonesy between the end of Chapter 2 Season 6 and where we saw him in Chapter 2 Season 8 is extremely important, and I would love to know exactly what happened. Maybe there's something special about Jones to where the loop just doesn't affect him in the same way, but it's truly marvelous how the 7 all have these super protective suits that don't even always work all the time to keep their memories in check while they're in the loop, but Jones sort of just trots out there, and as far as we know, his memories are still intact. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you're new, like and subscribe. We'd love to have you. Make sure to click on to another video, one of these two corners. Check out the next one, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.